What's up, everyone? CryptoSavy here. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. This is our daily Bitcoin and Litecoin update. If you're not subscribed to the channel, definitely subscribe. We do daily updates every single day on this channel for Bitcoin and Litecoin. Also, I want to remind you there's a free Discord group. There's a link to it below in the description. Definitely check it out. Awesome community, guys. And yeah, let's get on with the video. All right, guys, as always, I want to remind you I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, nor is it trading or investing advice. There is a disclaimer scrolling on the bottom. Make sure you read it. And remember, this is my opinion, not yours. Let's get into it. Looking at Bitcoin, we're going to take a look at the news headlines just to get a feel for the sentiment. Bitcoin rises above 9,700 and reached the highest point in 3 months. Exchange deposits in Bitcoin slide to lowest level in 3 years, so they figure everybody's hodling. Tezos outperforms Bitcoin with 80% monthly gain, blah, blah. Bitcoin hedge argument growing stronger with time. Bitcoin and Telsa are world's most significant investments, I would imagine. Bitcoin transactions hit a major milestone today. Bitcoin starts convincing rally to 10K. So kind of bullish in the news. Let's look at the fear and greed index. We have jumped 8 points on the fear and greed index. We are now at 61, which is in the greed. So could we have a pullback? Possibly. Let's look at the longs versus short on Bitfinex, BitMEX, and Binance. Total combined longs at 68.13%. Shorts at 31.87%. So Bitfinex still crazy longs here. BitMEX has more longs than shorts. Binance more shorts than longs. Let's look at the monthly. Another thing I want to remind you guys, thanks a lot for all the likes you guys been doing and comments on the video. Please keep it up. It helps get the video out there. I really appreciate it. It's an easy way to help support the channel. Just hit that like button. Leave a comment down below. Your comment will also get you entered to win a free t-shirt. We do the comment pick on Sunday, so definitely make sure you do that. Let's look at the monthly. Last month we had this line in here, and I said if we would close the monthly above that, we'd be pretty damn bullish, and we are. And so far we're getting support on around that 9,200 area. I do want to point out, though, we could come all the way back down and test this sometime this month. It doesn't have to happen today, tomorrow, next week, but sometime this month. It's a good chance we come down and test this 8,500 area, which is also the 8 EMA on the monthly. So just keep that in mind. It is definitely a possibility. Let's look at the weekly. And for those of you that aren't familiar with this here, you can check back in my previous videos the last few days, even week or two, and I explain this exactly why I believe this is what may be happening. So looking at this 11.2, this is the golden retracement or golden pocket zone of last year's move. So around that 11.2, but it does depend on when we hit this trend line that I'm pointing at with the arrow. If we went straight up from here this week, which I don't see it happen, but it is possible, it would be around the 11.4, 11.5, and next week would be down to 11.3, 11.2. So towards the end of the month, if that's when we tag this trend line, it's going to be around 11.1, 11.2. I do expect a rejection, but I could be wrong, so keep an eye on that area. If it does break this trend line, guys, I think that's going to be extremely bullish. But what I'm thinking is that we get rejected up here and come back down for one more correction, possibly $7,800 to $8,000 range, depending on where we hit this. And that would be right around the halving time. So that makes a lot of sense. Keep that in mind. Obviously, volume's declining within here. So once we have a break, we will definitely get some huge volume. But let's look at well, I wanted to point out too, the EMAs. If you guys watch my channel, you know I am big on the EMAs. Also, if you guys are interested in trading, I do have a Bybit tutorial. I'll leave that up top. Click that. Also, I have a Bybit and a Prime XBT link on the bottom below the video in the description, and I'll leave one in the comment section. By using my links and signing up, you can get a sign-on bonus. When you make a deposit, they add an extra bonus Details are down there, so check it out. Just remember, guys, don't put in more than you're willing to lose, and don't do super high leverage and get wrecked. All right, so looking at the RSI, the same thing. I have the same triangle drawn in there, and this would be the trend line that we were looking at up there, which I believe we're most likely going to get rejection on, come back down and test this area. But I do want to point out on the weekly here, something else interesting. This red line, support and resistance, we capitulated back in 2014 below it, broke back above it 2015, tested it for support and continued, stayed above it all the way to our 2017 bull run. 2018, we capitulated below it again, popped back above it in 2019, came back and tested it, and I do believe we are going to continue a bull run. That's not to say we don't have a correction back down to this area first, but I do believe we are going to have a great next 2 years. Let's look at the daily. So looking at the daily, as you can see, I have the 10-4 here, and I will 10,004. And these targets, guys, are not exact to the penny. But what I'm looking at here is, I'll draw it out real quick, is 5-wave structure, and that would be wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. This was wave 4, and now we are on wave 5, which could be extended all the way up to this 11.2 area is possible, but I'm looking more towards the 10,000. And if we're able to break that in the next week or so, then the 10.5. If we are able to break that, we may be heading up to that 11.2 range. So keep that in mind. And I will show you, let me put a Fibonacci extension on here, and we'll go from wave 2, which is right here, to what I believe was wave 3, which is right here, and down to wave 4, which is right here. And as you can see, we're at the golden pocket zone of the extension. This isn't the retracement, this is the extension. And actually, this goes up a little bit. Whoops. Let me move this up just a hair. So we're more so looking at, damn it. Sorry about this, guys. I didn't have a whole lot of time. 10,050. And then the next target after that would be around the $10,500 range, which also meets up with this old resistance over here. And as I've showed you guys before, and I'll show you real quick, if I go into the 4-hour over here, this is another possibility that I've been watching and tracking for a couple weeks now. We could be looking at an inverse head and shoulders here. And if we do get up to that 10.5, I see a possible correction all the way back down to, I don't know that it would go that low, maybe $77,000 or $7,700 to $8,000 range, and then back up to test the neckline. If it breaks, on from there. That also matches up with around that halving time being a correction down here. So definitely keep that in mind. Don't get too bullish unless we break that, 11.2 that I showed you over there. Now let's go back into the daily chart. So as you can see, we are getting support. Let me get this off here, clean up the chart a little bit. As you can see, we're getting support right now. Right up in here. And I do have, if I do a Fibonacci retracement from the swing low to the swing high here, if this wave is finished, which I do not believe it is, but if it is, we could correct back down to the first spot to look for would be around the 8,900, actually around 9,000. And if we broke below that, we could be looking at the 8,500. Next stop after that is going to be around 8,100. And I don't see us going any lower than that as of right now. But like I said, this could be done. We could come all the way back down here and come up. But in my opinion, we're probably going to see the $10,000 range within either today or tomorrow. That is my opinion. And let's, as you can see, we are getting support above all these EMAs. The 8 EMA right now is around the 9350. 13 EMAs around 9,200. And this is on the daily, guys. And 9,000 is where our 21 EMA is. But the EMAs are looking super bullish still on the daily, guys. Let's look at the RSI. If we take a look at the RSI, let me zoom in. we still have room on the daily to come up and test this. We've been watching this for a while, and I do believe that we will come up and test this. If we break this, we could go much higher. As you can see, we were in this falling channel, broke out of that here, and we are in a rising channel in white. And if we are, I do think we're going to come up and test this. If we do break it, sorry guys, my phone's ringing. It's ridiculous. Anyways, could come up all the way up to here, and that could be around that 11.2 coming all the way up to tag this. So keep that in mind. I'm still bullish here, going up a little more. And let's look at the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, same thing. I have that 10,065 range. And the 9th, we hit our targets yesterday, and I'm going to get these off of here. We had these targets here, 96.65, and if you can see right now, we are having resistance right in that area. We hit our target, 97.41. We can get that out of the way. And what I'm looking at now is, if you guys been watching, you know I have these 3 trend lines up top here. And what I did was I took this resistance line from the bottom here, cloned it, and I put it on this peak, and this peak. And I'd said we will get support and resistance on those, and that's exactly what's happening now. We are breaking above this one. If we can close a 4 hour candle, which is in like 15 minutes above this, it looks like we might be in pretty good shape here, guys, and continue up from here. It actually looks like a possible bull flag forming right here. Also, I have a measured move. If we look at this as a broadening wedge, put this up here, that actually gets us up around the $10,300 range. So keep that in your head too. I'm not going to put a target there. I'm more interested in the $10,000 to $10,500 target. And as you can see, each time we hit one of these trend lines, we get resistance, then support, resistance, support, and we play along these trend lines. And as you can see, we are on this one now. It's possible we play along it for a little while before we break up, but I think we're most likely going to see that 10K today. As you can see in the 4 hour, we are above all the EMAs here too. And let me zoom in. If we were to continue up from here and break this, like I said, 10,000, 10,500, but we have the 8 EMAs around the 95.40. The 13 EMA is going to be around the 94.80, and the 21 EMA is going to be around the 94.20 area. And then 55 EMA lines up with the second one if we was to come back down here and test it around 92.50. But like I said, guys, I'm pretty bullish here. I think we go up to, we may see 10,000 today, and within the next week, maybe 10,500. So keep that all in your mind if you're watching. And let's look at the EMA. EMA, obviously, we were in this rising channel. I also put a trend line off of these peaks here, which we have got rejected up here. Looks like we're coming up to test it again. And I believe that's going to be around that $10,000 range. Again, this is in the 4 hour. And if we break this trend line here, most likely headed up to here. And that could be the 10.5 to 11.2 area. And like I said, we do daily updates, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. And let's get into Litecoin. That's what I'm looking at, guys. Again, if this move is over and we can't break this high, I'd be looking for around the $9,000 range, which would be the 0.236 retracement down here, which lines up with this support line I have here from this dotted lines, the rising wedge. So anyways, yeah, guys, I'm pretty confident we hit 10K pretty soon. Let's look at Litecoin. Same thing with Litecoin. Looks like we're finally hitting our target of 75. If that breaks, we have higher to go. And if this is the daily, guys, and as you can see, the daily RSI, we have room to come up and tag this top of this line. I'll show you what that is. Another broadening wedge here. It looks like we're going to come up to test this. If we break this, then we go up to much higher. But as of right now, looking at the 75, if we break that, looking at the 79, and what that 79 is, guys, is this measured move of this wedge, the falling wedge where we broke out. That gets us to the 79.02. And then my Fibonacci extensions could get us all the way up to $90 range. But as of right now, I'm looking at the 92. Nice to see we hit our target here live. Well, not live while I'm recording, but we've had these targets here forever, guys. So anyways, yeah, that's what I'm looking at in the daily. Let's go to the 4-hour. And looking at the 4-hour, as you can see, I have the same thing like in Bitcoin. I have kind of a rising, broadening wedge here. And like I said, we just hit our target of 75.21, and it looks like, I believe we could get up to this 79 area, and that being the top of this here. And if we take a look at that, yeah, right around the 79, maybe even $80 range, but that's looks like where we're headed. We'll see what happens there, guys. If we consolidate in between the 79 and 75, we could get up and have that $90 range, which would be probably around the same as the 10.5 on Bitcoin. But anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to click the CryptoSavy logo above my head. That will get you subscribed to the channel. If you want to join the channel membership, there's a join button down below. Also, the free Discord group down below. And don't forget to leave your comments and give it a giant thumbs up for your chance to win a free t-shirt. On Sunday, we'll do a random comment pick. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm out.